everybody. Let's do this. It's Tuesday, June the 20th, and we are on the part 3 of 4 free Feng Shui transformation of your space. Hi, my name is Joanna McDonald from Soul Spaces, and today we are talking about career and purpose. So due to some technical difficulties, I'm sorry I've had to pre-record this session. It's not a live question and answer period, as you might have guessed, as the other two were, but we're going to try our best to answer as many questions as we can for you with regards to your career and your purpose and how to manage your space so that your career and your purpose and your mission flow easily and effortlessly and you're having fun. Isn't that what life is all about? Is really about having fun and living your joy as easily as possible. So here we go. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So before we get started on the topic at hand, we are going to go through a little bit of housekeeping as we do every week. I wanted to mention to you all that if you're looking for the image of the Bagua, it's on my website. So that's joannamcdonald.ca. If you look under the services tab, there is another tab called resources. And this is where you will find the image of the square Bagua, the roadmap, if you will, to find your zones in your own space. So have a look over there for sure. You're going to get a visual. You're going to get some clues as to what colors go in which zone, and also what the 9 zones are and how they work together. So I'm going to be referring a little bit to the Bagua tonight, as I have in the other 2 classes or the seminars, and it's going to be a lot easier if you have a visual. So head on over to my website, check that out on the resources page. And you're also going to find there some images and some more information about cures. Oftentimes I talk about Feng Shui cures and how you can shift your space and tweak little things here and there to maximize the flow. So you're going to see some cures for all of the sessions that we've done already, and as well some for tonight. The purpose of doing this whole 4-part June free Feng Shui series is really to help you boost your health and your harmony and your joy, your joie de vivre, and to learn how to empower yourself in your own space. This is my mission, is really to help people feel good in their space and to create a sacred space to live in, whether that be a home, an office, a garden outside. When we are at peace, we are better individuals and we are able to give more to humanity, more to our families, our spouse. But if our surroundings are in chaos, we're going to be finding it really hard to manifest anything, and also be probably short-tempered and a little frustrated when things are a little bit more difficult. So the reason why I'm doing this is really to help all you guys get a grip on what's going on in your space, how you can shift things for the better and make things a lot easier. Okay, so here we go. If you have any questions after this ceremony, for sure send them to me. Either PM me on Facebook or my website, or email me. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. If you're struggling with the Bagua, you need to clarify where your zones are, for sure, just please don't hesitate to ask me your questions. Okay. Also on the resources page beneath the Bagua is a space vitality quiz. It's totally free, and you can take this quiz to see body, mind, and spirit, where you are in your vitality, where you are in your space, and how good you feel in your space. So for sure, try that one out. Like, as I mentioned, it's completely downloadable and free, and you can maybe gain a little bit more access to your information and what's going on inside. I mention this a lot. Whatever is going on outside in your space is usually what's going on inside your space. So that's a big clue if, you know, some areas in your house are maybe in a little bit of disarray or cluttered up or not functioning properly. You can look at the different zones and find out maybe where in your personal life you can tweak things to make things flow a little bit easier. Okay. Last but not least, there's free stuff to be won, you guys. We're having a contest during this 4-part series. And there's a mot caché, like we say here in Quebec, a hidden word on one of the pages on my website. Go and find those hidden words. There's 4 of them. Of course, we're on week 3 of 4 this week. And at the end of the series next week, June 27th, once you get all 4 words, feel free to send me your words and, you know, your questions or your comments with regards to the whole series, and you'll be entered into a draw to win an energy balancing kit from Soul Spaces. I think I have one here. Yes, I do. Hold on here. I have one. It has a deck of oracle cards from Soul Spaces. It has a personal aromatherapy spritzer that you can change your aura and change your space with essential oils. And it also has a small Feng Shui crystal in there. The value is about $65. So get those words in and send me a little message, and you could win this this baby to take home. So for absolutely free. So just for joining us. So make sure you get your entry in by next week. Okay. Okay. So getting started today on career and purpose. I want to take a minute to, just align our space. Take a nice deep breath. Doesn't matter where you're joining us from today. Take a nice deep breath, or 2 or 3, and bring yourself into alignment, bring yourself into peace. Give yourself this time to just invest in yourself and nourish yourself. We all need more breath and time to slow down. And when we are in that space of peace, then we can fully concentrate on our creativity and what we'd like to manifest in this world to bring us more joy. So I encourage you to keep doing that throughout the seminar tonight, and really nourish yourself and incorporate this information the best way you know how. All right, so talking about career and purpose, these two zones in the Bagua are completely opposite of each other. So you'll notice in the Bagua, there's 9 squares, and a lot of the squares that are opposite each other are counterparts for one another. So we will find that the purpose is at the top of the Bagua and the career is at the bottom of the Bagua, and these two work together. Of course, if we don't have passion and purpose, it's going to be really hard to find a career, and vice versa. So take a look at some of these squares that are opposite each other and notice how they work together. Today we're talking about career, and we're talking about purpose and how we can tweak these two zones so that you have an easier flow and you have an easier vision of what you want to create for your career. If you want to boost it, if you want to start a brand new one, if you're retired and refired and you want to get the fires burning again, if you want to rekindle some of the passion that you've got going on in your relationships at work or with the career that you have presently, this seminar is for you. Okay, so if you find yourself, for example, in your workspace and you're very discouraged or frustrated, or you feel that your business is maybe slow or stuck, or it's a little bit harder for the money to come in, or you're asking, so yeah, maybe you're asking yourself where the money is, or where your clients are, or why aren't they coming in, why aren't they showing up. Let's take a look at your career and your purpose and break this down into small steps so that we can achieve really good flow in our workspace. Okay, so starting off, purpose. This is your homework after this seminar today, is to really, if you don't know what your purpose is, or you're feeling a little bit stuck, take half an hour and write down some pros and cons of things that you would like to do. That really ignite your soul. And if you're having a little bit of trouble, sit down and really contemplate what really makes you feel good and what you would like to share with the world. Okay, that's a big one. As far as your career goes, that's the same thing. Are one and the two of them connected together? If they are, great. If they're totally separate, your purpose from your career, and you want to join them up, maybe you have a little bit of thinking to do. Okay, so a little bit of rearranging how you can maximize both of them. If you're already there and you want to just tweak your business and you want to tweak your purpose and you want to go forward, increase your flow, keep listening, because we're going to talk about some things, some easy things that we can do at your desk to really maximize your flow. Okay. Number 2 is to get a really good sense of space. So if you were to set up this purpose, and if you were to set up this career, or if you already have it, do you have space to do it in? Do you have space set up, specifically set aside, for your you know, your mission and your vision and the thing that you want to manifest? Do you have space, adequate space to sit down and create it? It could be a workshop, it could be a desk, it could be a kitchen, wherever you work. Do you have a designated space for yourself? Okay, these are questions that you need to ask yourself. Also, do you have a clear vision and a clear roadmap to get there? Okay, so if you don't have some of these things, maybe before you do the Feng Shui cures and before you do your space management, it might be a good idea to get in touch with a business coach, let's say, or somebody who knows what they're talking about as far as marketing and stuff, to really get your roadmap laid out so that you don't waste time, okay? Where I specialize is helping you get your space organized so that when you know what those ideas are, you can go ahead full blast and go ahead and do them. If you want to create a space for yourself, for your passion and purpose and your career, this is what we're going to be talking about tonight, is creating an awesome space where you feel at peace and you feel at joy and you feel like you're having fun and you feel relaxed and comfortable. There's no sense in doing all of this work and creating something fantastic, big business plan and lots of nice visions and investing a lot in your business if every day you sit down at your space, or lack thereof. Maybe you're crowded on the kitchen table, or you're, you know, working in your kitchen but you've got no counter space, or you don't have the supplies you need. You can see how this can snowball into really getting frustrating and getting you behind the 8 ball, away from your goals, and how much time it takes away from your goals. So today we're going to be talking about, what is it that you really need at your desk? Okay. For example, I'm a consultant. So right off the bat, when I sat down and I was about ready to buy a desk and I was about ready to buy some office furniture, I asked myself, what is it exactly that I need? I need a filing cabinet. Yeah, for sure. I need a good desk with a good drawer, probably a good couple of drawers, okay? My mom has sent us a fabulous photo of her desk. She sent us a fabulous photo of her desk, and I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, Joanna's Soul Space, to let you see some images of different desks and what different people need for different jobs. So really take a minute today to consider what it is that you need in your space and go ahead and create your space so that you have everything at your fingertips. There's nothing worse than getting into a creative project in your career and you're looking for scissors, or you're looking for tools, or you're looking for a pen, or you can't find your calculator. All of these things detract from the flow in your space and from your career. So what we want to do is we really want to set up your space and have an efficient system so that you have everything at your fingertips so that you can go ahead and let your career go crazy and let the flow come in. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight. Some cures for the career zone. We're going to talk about the career zone first, and then we'll do passion and purpose. The career zone is located at the bottom middle of your bagua. So those of you who are looking at the bagua, you will notice that at the bottom row, there's 3 rows of 3. Okay, so at the bottom row, the career is right in the center. Okay, this bottom row is always where you're going to find your front door. So for those of you who are asking me which way the bagua goes, you always hold the bagua with the career center at your midsection. Okay, so case in point, if you're standing in your front doorway, your abundance zone is always going to be at the top left. Okay, and this is going to be the case for whatever room you're standing in. You stand in the doorway and you place your bagua as if you're standing in the doorway. So the career zone is always going to be at the bottom center. Passion and purpose conversely is going to be top center. Okay. The career zone, first of all, is a water zone. So each of the 9 zones in Feng Shui have an element, and they have a color, and they have different elements that work with them or detract from them. So what we're going to do is try to create a really constructive flow here with water in our career zone so that we get the flow going. Now, what really helps water is metal. So any of the elements in your cures for your career zone really should be centered around things like this. They should be centered around water and metal. For example, if I was going to boost a career zone with somebody, I would go through all of the steps that we talked about earlier, setting up your desk, asking what your passion and purpose is, getting some good visuals, getting your plan set up, getting a nice system set up in your desk. But then I would add cures to boost and amplify the space. So for example, in the career zone, I would add things like perhaps a water fountain, or a little bowl of bamboo with water in it, or a mini aquarium, things like that that have water properties. I would also add huge images and pictures of what you're creating, so that every time you sit down, these symbolic messages and let's say thoughts are everything you see when you're at your desk. If you sit down at your desk and you see in a broken picture frame a picture of your ex, and he or she causes you a lot of grief, and it's in your career zone, how do you think your flow is going to go? Probably downhill if you don't like that person. So what you really want to do is encourage things that are in good working order, surround yourself with things that make you happy and make you feel good, and add things that are either the water element or the metal element. If it was something, let's say I was doing feng shui in a garden, a nice element here might be a wind chime, because most of them are made out of metal or copper or silver or some sort of metal object that helps water to be amplified, the element of water to be amplified. So these are the types of things that I would use in my career zone, okay? Now, for purpose, for passion and purpose, at the opposite corner, let's say, is the top center of the bagua is a fire zone. So you see water and fire work together, and when we are the opposites, let's say, and when we have a nice balance between the water and the fire, we get a really nice flow between passion and purpose and our career, okay? We don't want to have too much fire, so then we just have steam and we have no water going on at all in our career, and we don't want to have too much water where we're completely dousing the flames of our passion and purpose. We want to have a nice balance between the two. So keep those in mind, that a lot of the zones that work opposite each other work together, and a nice balance between the elements is always a good thing for your flow, okay? Now, passion and purpose, as I mentioned, is a fire zone. So things that you're going to put in this zone are to amplify are things, as I'm wearing today, orange, red, yellow colors. So throw pillows, cushions, furniture, pictures, anything animal print that really remind you of passionate pictures of you maybe shaking hands with your mentor or somebody who's an idol. You know, things that really boost your self-esteem are excellent things to put in the passion and purpose area, okay? Maybe you have certificates or diplomas from your schooling. Excellent place to put your, you know, your certificates and your diplomas in the passion and purpose area, okay? Let's see here, and wood is a really good conductor for water because it helps wood, fire to grow. So a nice plant in this area would be really nice. Wooden furniture, a nice wooden bowl on a coffee table is also very good. But anything in those color hues, wood or fire elements are really, really good for your passion and purpose. So that in a nutshell is what we're talking about here in career and purpose. So I really want to encourage you guys to send me your questions or your comments. If you have anything you want to ask me or clarify your bagua, please don't be shy. Remember to get those words in, those secret words in, to get your name entered into the draw. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.